How you doing, everybody? My name is Matthew C. Scaro, Libertarian for Illinois Governor. And you already know that, don't you? You know I'm a Libertarian. You know my name. You know I'm running for Illinois Governor. But if you saw me last night at the Chicago chapter, you heard me say the same thing when I announced who I was. And if you listen to the debate, you heard me say the same thing. In fact, if you go back and you watch any speech I've ever given, I always start the same. Matthew C. Scaro, Libertarian for Illinois Governor. It's not a mistake. I've done it since the beginning. I do it for a reason. John hit it on the head. This election is a massive opportunity for the Libertarian Party. This election is going to get more coverage than any governor's election ever. There's going to be more money in this election than any governor's race in history. So when you have someone who is standing up there representing the Libertarian Party, I want them to know exactly who I am and who I represent. It's marketing. Every single time, I want there to be a touch. I want them to know who I'm with. I want them to know what I believe and what I represent. And I hope they ask themselves, what is a libertarian? Because I think I'm the best man to explain that. Now, we look at this election. It's most likely going to be J.B. Pritzker versus Bruce Rauner. John hit it on the head. These are two very wealthy men, two billionaires. And you know what? People are not happy with billionaires today. They want someone who's an average Joe off the street. They want someone who represents them. And that's what our country was founded on, by the way. It wasn't founded that only aristocracy could be elected. It was founded on the idea that Joe Sixpack could get elected, that Mike the Plumber could get elected. Now, I don't know if I represent those, but I do think I represent the everyday man, and I tell you, I know that that's who I'm fighting for. So I want them to know, if they ever go back and they listen to anything I've ever said, I want the very first thing they hear is Matthew C. Scaro, Libertarian for Illinois Governor. This has been quite a campaign for me. I've never done this before. I've been doing this almost a year now. And it's been an amazing learning experience. I got to go all around the state. I've got to meet so many different people, and I've gotten so much support. Just prior to the holidays, I started out, I was in Macon County one day. The next day I was in McLean County. Then I went to Peoria. Then I was in the south side of Chicago. Then the north side of Chicago. Literally, it was 6 days in a row that I went to 6 different libertarian events. On the 9th, I'll be in Champaign. And on the 13th, I'll be back here at this debate. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really looking forward to that. You all do have a very, I hope, difficult choice in front of you. Because, as both of these candidates have said to you, we all have our respective strengths. And we're all good choices. And as much as I like to bust John's Aggies over here, I would support John. I certainly would. John is a good man. And I want to talk about my goals, though, for this election. We've never had a libertarian elected to Illinois governor. Yes, this is an opportunity for a massive victory. But there are other victories as well. If they put me in the debates, or even if they just put us on to the ballot, we are going to get massive coverage. We can use that as an opportunity to spread the message of libertarianism, to explain to people about personal freedom, about liberty. We can use this as an opportunity to gain membership. We can use this as an opportunity to gain candidates. And specifically, if I were elected, I would go after people who want to run for state rep and people who want to run for sheriff. I think those two positions are extremely important. State rep is very realistic. We can knock every door in a district, and we can get people like that elected. Now, sheriff's a little different. So sheriff is one who could really impact the type of laws that are being imposed on its citizens. So those are two things that I think are very important, and those are very, very realistic if we have a libertarian candidate standing up there and pushing for those types of things. Another thing that I think is so very, very important is explaining to people the concepts of state nullification and jury nullification of law, or AKA jury independence. Does anyone here not know what jury independence is, or jury nullification of law? I'm going to pretend like someone raised their hand. Okay. A lot of people don't understand that there are actually 4 branches of the government. There's the executive branch, there's the legislative branch, and there's the judicial branch. There's a 4th branch. It's all of us. It's the citizens. We have the right to vote not guilty on laws that we do not think are moral. We have the power And I think it's so important that we tell people about this, we teach people about this, that we're on courtroom steps, we're handing out pamphlets, and we're talking about these types of things. Now that's one side of it. The other side of it is the Springfield-Chicago press corps. Because you know what, guys? They're going to be brutal. They're going to be cutthroat. They're not going to accept me standing up here and talking in broad platitudes. They're not going to be accepting of me just saying some feel-good stuff. They're going to ask me, hey, Matt, what do you think of the Tier 2 system that's essentially subsidizing the Tier 1 system? Do you think that's fair? And I'm going to have to say, you know what? No, I don't think it's fair. I do think we need a Tier 3 system that's a hybrid system. We can use like a 401k style hybrid with an, what do they call it? An annuity, right? Or they're going to ask me about the 2011 workers' compensation reform. And I can answer those types of questions. And you need a candidate who can answer those types of questions. Because they're going to take us seriously if we're on this ballot. And they're going to take us seriously if we're in this debate. And I believe that I'm the man who can do that. I'm the one who can go up there and can talk about freedom and liberty and also talk about the solutions for the state of Illinois. And I believe that if you elect me as your candidate, the people will see someone that they can vote for, something that they can get behind. Regardless of what you choose, I will be here. I am a libertarian through and through. My heart is in this. This whole process has just been very, very humbling for me. I don't know how it's going to play out. I really don't. But from the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you. Thank you.